All right, time for the solution walkthrough to our top-end text card assignment. And remember, the goal here was to add a few cards and use some top-end filters here in our customer detail report to show the number one customer in terms of total revenue, along with the total orders and amount of revenue for that particular customer. So let's go ahead and start by inserting a basic card. This one's going to show the customer full name. Looks good. And remember, by default, we're going to see that first alphabetical name listed here. And we really need to apply some top-end filters to make this a bit more meaningful. So just like before, we can't access those additional filter options here until we bring in a second instance of full name into our filter pane. And now we can drill into top-N to show the number one customer name based on total revenue. So let's drag that in, click apply, and we see a customer by the name of Mr. Maurice Sean. So remember, Vic said that accuracy was really important here, right? We're going to be applying certain discounts based on how much revenue customers have driven. In other words, based on how much they've spent with the business. So let's do a little spot checking here using our table visual. Right now we're sorted by orders. Let's sort this by revenue. And here we see Mr. Maurice at the top, driving $12,408 in revenue. That looks good. We can do some additional spot checking by filtering our view as well. So among our average income level customers, Mr. Maurice Sean falls into that bucket. Looks good. Our high income, we see Mrs. Lisa Kai at the top of the list. Also checks out with our table. Among low income customers, wait a minute, something looks off here. Our card is showing Mr. Franklin Shu, but our table is telling us something completely different. So what is going on here? This is a good chance to do a little bit of diagnostics. And what I'm going to do is actually drill into our table here. I'm going to add a filter on full name here. Let's drill into the advanced filtering options. And let's only show full names that are exactly Mr. Franklin Shu. And apply that filter. And look at this. We have two customers with the exact same name, Mr. Franklin Shu. But these are two unique individuals with two unique customer keys. So what our card is doing is it's aggregating these two values and telling us, hey, the name with the most revenue, $10,863, is Mr. Franklin Shu. And that's exactly what the card is designed to be doing, which technically is not correct. So we gave a little hint in the assignment that said we might need to update our top-end filter to account for this. So let's go ahead and clear this full name filter that we applied to our table. Let's resort by orders, just like we started with, and let's select our card and take a look at that top N. So right now, this top N filter is being applied to the full name field. And we pulled that in just kind of by default because that's the field that we're showing. But we don't have to filter on the field that we're showing. In fact, in this case, we shouldn't. We should be filtering on that unique customer key instead. So let's get rid of that filter. Let's search for the customer key, which is right here. Drag that into our filter pane. Apply a top-end filter to customer key to show the top one by total revenue. And if we pull that in and apply it, there we go. Now we see Miss Bonnie here at the top of the list because we're still filtered for low-income customers. And if we deselect, there's Maurice Sean once again. So that did it. Now we're dealing with unique customers and avoiding that issue of duplicate or identical customer names. Really tricky issue to catch, but a good example of a real-world issue that you may very well encounter. So this card is looking good. Let's shift gears and do some formatting here. I'm going to open up my format pane. Let's add that dark background like we did on the exec summary. And for our callout values, we can get a little bit creative here. You can use the exact same styling that I'm using, or you can go your own route. I'm going to use Seago UI Bold, and we've got some space to work with. So let's do like a 28 font with white. That looks good to me. And then we could turn off our category label, again, because we're going to be adding some chart titles using text boxes in just a bit. So now we can drag this kind of into position here. We're going to be moving things a little bit more as we continue with this report. But for now, that looks pretty good. And the next step was to show 2 more cards, just show for this particular customer the number of orders and the amount of revenue. So let's copy that card, paste it 2 more times, and let's drag these to give ourselves a little bit of room here. And these are going to be smaller, so I'm going to align the sizes, just kind of get these things roughly in place. And again, you can kind of use your own judgment here. But now, instead of showing the first full name, this time we want to show the actual number of orders. So let's show total orders here in our card. And because we copied and pasted from our first card, note that we still have that top end filter on customer key, which is exactly what we want. We want to show total orders, but only for the number 1 customer in terms of revenue. So I'm happy with that. Now we can kind of apply the same change to this additional card. Instead of first full name, now we want to show the revenue for that particular customer. Total revenue, 12K. And we can go into our formatting pane and make whatever adjustments we see fit. In this case, I want to actually add 1 decimal just to add a bit more precision here. And let's also change the callout value font colors to bright blue just to differentiate them a bit from the name. Pretty happy with that. Might have some longer names, so let's actually drop this down a little bit, maybe to size 24. Okay, so our 3 cards look pretty good. Let's do some filtering just to check. Got Maurice, 6 orders, $12,408 in revenue. Among high customers, we've got Lisa Kai, 7 orders, $11,330 in revenue. And for low, got Bonnie Shi, 3 orders, $8,182. Everything's checking out. So that's looking great from an accuracy standpoint. The last thing we need to do was add some context using titles here. And to do that, we'll add some text boxes. So let's bump these down just to create some space here. And we'll go ahead and add a new text box. And why don't we make this descriptive, like top customer by revenue. And Seago UI, size 10, looks pretty good. We can go ahead and kind of format this to get rid of the background. We can drag it all the way up above our top customer card, and then copy and paste it 2 times. 1, 2, so that we can add headers to our value cards here. I'll do a little bit of alignment here. Again, kind of a pain to work with, but once you get them in place, you're good to go. So this one will say something like revenue, and this one will say something like orders. So there you go. We've got our 3 cards. We're showing the top customer by revenue using the customer key field. And for that particular customer, we're showing their total number of orders and revenue as well. Feel free to kind of modify and style and tweak as always, but that should do it. That's your solution walkthrough to the top end text card assignment.